Good morning, cadets. We are studying the story The Tiger King, written by Kalki. I'm quite sure you must be enjoying this story, The Tiger King. In the next part, it's going to be very humorous dialogue. And that will take up in today's session. But before that, we are going to discuss very important question in this chapter. So the important question is going to be on humor. You're all aware that this story is a satire on those people who are in power, how they misuse the power. The king is supposed to look after his subjects. He's supposed to take care of his people. What do you see in this story? Is he concerned about people? What do we find in this story? He's only interested in his own affairs. The astrologer had predicted that he would be killed by the tiger. So that's why, what does he do? He was quite brave, courageous, but he went on hunting the tigers. So, a satire on those people who are in power. But today we are going to look at the humor that is here in this story. The Maharaja's tiger hunts continued to be highly successful. So the king was very successful in his tiger hunting mission. Why he was successful? Because he could kill number of tigers. Within 10 years he was able to kill 70 tigers. So in a span of 10 years, how many tigers he killed? 70 tigers he killed. But then after that what happened? Then an unforeseen hurdle brought his mission to a standstill. Unforeseen. So what does unforeseen means? What was not planned, unexpected, accidental hurdle. There was a problem, hurdle. There was a obstacle. Unexpected, unforeseen obstacle was there, problem was there, and that has brought his mission towards standstill. So his mission, he had to stop that. And what was his mission? Killing the tigers. So he was killing the wild animals. And as a result, what has happened? Since he was killing spree, there were so many tigers that were killed. How many? 70 tigers were killed. And the tiger population became extinct in its state, in his kingdom. So in the video clip we have seen how the British and the kings during the British Raj went on hunting spree, and that is how the tiger's population reduced drastically within short period. And it was a fun for them. They enjoyed that we could see. Probably they felt that they were quite brave enough. But you can see them sitting on the back of the elephant, sitting very comfortably and shooting the tigers in great number. But you see the Indians, the condition of Indians. What we see is the callousness of human beings towards wildlife. And we here see the hundreds of poachers who have been killing these wild animals. And as a result, what has happened? The population of these wild animals has gone down. Some of these species have become endangered, and that's why the project like Save Tiger that has been taken up by the government in 70s. Well, now we'll continue this story. Who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control or committed harakiri? So, what is that harakiri? It's a Japanese practice, a ritual of suicide. So, whether they committed suicide altogether, because the tiger population, so tigers had become extinct. So, tiger population had become extinct. So, since tigers were not there, he was a bit worried, or simply ran away from the state because they desired to be shot by British hands alone. The Britishers love to kill, and we can see here in this video. So let's see the question here. What will the Maharaja do to find the required number of tigers to kill? Because he was supposed to kill 99 tigers and even the 100 tiger. And he was able to kill 70 tigers. So one day the Maharaja sent for the Diwan. So what he has done? One day he has called Diwan, sent for means call. So one day Maharaja, the king, called Diwan. So here now he is discussing his problem with Diwan. But it's his problem. He is not discussing about the problem of the people. Because what has happened, he's a bit worried whether the tigers have started practicing birth control activities or have they committed suicide. He's worried over that, and that is the reason what he has done. He has called the Diwan to discuss about this. And now there is a very humorous incident here. So when Diwan was called, Diwan Sahib, aren't you aware of the fact that 30 tigers still remain to be shot down by this gun of mine? I have to kill still how many? 30 tigers. He asked, brandishing. Now what he was doing? He was brandishing his sword. Brandishing his gun. So what he was brandishing here? Was he brandishing his sword or gun? So he was waving his gun. He asked brandishing, waving his gun. So probably he was a bit worried because he was waving and he was a bit excited. He was in anger, shuddering at the sight of the gun. When he saw that gun, he started trembling with fear, shuddering, trembling with fear. And Diwan cried out, Your Majesty, I am not a tiger. I know that you want to kill a tiger, but I am not a tiger. Which idiot would call you a tiger? You think that I am an idiot to call you a tiger? No, and I am not a gun. You are neither tiger nor gun. So here is an instance of humorous situation. So humor in this. So here the dialogue between Diwan and the king. He was brandishing his gun. Then he says, "I am not a tiger." Then later he says, "Which idiot would call you a tiger?" Then he says, "I am not a gun." So what is relevant that is not spoken? So you are neither tiger nor gun, Diwan Sahib. I summoned you here for a different purpose. I have called you, summoned you means what? I have called you for altogether different purpose. I have decided to get married. So he says that he wants to get married. Who wants to get married? The king wants to get married. Now here the Maharaja reveals for what purpose he has called him. And he says that the purpose is that he wants to get married. And let's see here the reply of the Diwan. The Diwan began to babble even more. So here now he started babbling like a small children talking very excitedly and in a very silly way, in a foolish way. Your Majesty, I have two wives already. If I marry you, don't talk nonsense. Why should I marry you? What I want is a tiger. Your Majesty, please think it over. So when he has called this Diwan and when he's talking to him, he goes on talking what is not relevant there, and see here, and because of this what is created here, humor is created here. Please think it over. Your ancestors were married to the sword. If you like, marry the gun. A tiger king is more than enough for this state. It doesn't need a tiger queen as well. So he says, how can you get married to a tiger? Now the king wanted to kill 30 more tigers, and the minister whom he has called, he was totally scared because he has gun in his hand and he was waving that gun. And then he tells him that he is not a tiger. Then he tells him that it is not that he can get married to him. Already he has got two wives. And then afterwards, the minister is totally confused and is talking in a very, very silly way. And then later, he says, you can't get married to a tiger. The Maharaja gave a loud crack of laughter. I'm not thinking of marrying either a tiger or a gun, but a girl from the ranks of human beings. I want to get married to a girl. Now, why does he want to get married? This is quite interesting fact there. Why does he want to get married? So he says that I want to marry a girl. First, you may drop statistics of tiger population in the different native states. So what should be the criteria if he wants to get married? What kind of girl he wants to get married? Next, you may investigate if there is a girl I can marry in the royal family of a state with a large tiger population. It should be that kind of kingdom where there is a large population of the tiger. So he wants to get married to a girl where there is a large tiger population. So Diwan has followed the orders of the king. And what was the orders of the king? That a girl should belong to that kingdom or that royal family where is a large population of tiger. So he wanted to get married to the girl which belonged to the royal family of a state where there was a large population of the tiger. He found the right girl from a state which possessed a large number of tigers. Because he wanted to kill 100 tigers. Maharaja Jung Bahadur killed 5 or 6 tigers each time he visited his father-in-law. So why did he go to father-in-law's house? In order to hunt the tigers. Whenever he visited, he killed 5 or 6 tigers. In this manner, 99 tiger skins decorated the walls of the reception hall in the Pratibandpuram palace. So here, ultimately, the king could kill 99 tigers, and the skins of the tigers decorated the walls of the lobby hall of the Pratibandpuram palace. So this story is a humorous story. The Tiger King is an example of a humorous story. So there is a humor in this story. Now here there are a number of funny incidents. Humor refers to what? Something very amusing, something very humorous. So let's see here, there are a number of incidents in the story which are quite funny. So humorous story. A story will have a humor if there is a funny incident there. So when Maharaja was of just 10 days old, he started speaking. So it was a kind of miracle, an infant speaking, which was astonishing and addresses the astrologers clearly in his squeaky voice. So again, that is an instance of humor there. A 10-day infant talking to astrologer about his death, and he gets married. For what? He gets married because he wants to kill the tigers. So for sake of getting more tigers to kill, as in this days the population had dwindled of the tigers, there were no tigers there in his state, and that is the reason why he wanted to get married. The kings believed that he would change his destiny, and the astrologer's acceptance of the challenge that he would cut off his hair. So the challenge of the astrologer and become insurance agent is also quite comic. Now here Kalki again makes fun of the king when he tells us that the king did not attain to anything, not even his 3-year-old son, as he was busy completing the target of killing 100 tigers. So what he wanted was killing the tigers, nothing else. So the suggestion of mouse hunting, mosquito hunting, so this instead of tiger hunting to the British officer is amazing. So he says to the British officer, you can go for mouse hunting, you can go for mosquito hunting, you can go for any kind of hunting except the tiger hunting. So the way it is described, that's quite humorous, that is quite interesting. Even the conversation between the king and Diwan about king marrying a tiger and his ancestors being married to swords, it also generates a lot of humor. So here you see, though he was a king, his sole aim is to kill 100 tigers. And due to that, he even risks his kingdom. When he talks about the British officer, and he says he can hunt a boar, deer, or even a mosquito, there is no problem. Then he has gifted him diamond rings. And British officers' wives' greed, that also presents humor here when the king expected that she may retain 1 or 2. But instead of that, what has happened? She has kept all those 50 rings, diamond rings, what he had sent. So the instances that generate humor, they are very important here. So focus on them. Humor in this story. Remember, it's a satire. It's a very witty story here. Thank you. Goodbye.